Welcome back to Circle Time. It's time for our daily message. Our daily message tells us what we're learning about today. Let's read today's message. Ready? Astronauts are trained to work in space. Good. Let's read it together this time. I'll read and you can repeat. Ready? Astronauts are trained to work in space. Excellent! Great job reading, friends. Before we talk about our message, we are going to count the words in our daily message. Remember, words are made up of a group of letters. When we put those letters together in a special order, it makes a word that has meaning. Words are separated by spaces. So when we see a space in our sentence, we know that one word is finishing and we're about to start a new word. Can you help me count the words in today's message? Excellent. We'll do it together. We'll start at the top on the left. We underline the group of words, and then when we get to a space, that means we stop because the word is over. Ready? Here is our first group of letters. When we see a space, that means the word is over. That's the end of our word because here is a space. So we'll underline this word. This is a really long word. It's the first word in our sentence. It's the word astronauts. Okay, let's move to our next word. After the space, we have the first letter of our next word. We underline all the letters that are together. Oh, here's another space. That means that word is over. So we'll underline this word. Perfect. Okay, let's go down one line and back to the left. We'll underline all the letters that are grouped together until we get to a space. Oh, here's a space. That means the word is over. So here is another word. Let's go to the next one. Here's our next word. Here's another space. So this word is over. This one is a shorter word. This word is to. Let's keep going. This is the beginning of our next word. We underline all the letters that are together and we stop at the space. So that's the end of this word. Okay, let's go down one line and back to the left. We'll underline all the letters that are grouped together until we get to a space. Here's a space, so this is another word. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another group of letters. And we have a space. So this word is over. There we go. And at the end of this word, we see a period. That means our sentence is over. Okay, let's see how many words are in today's message. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 words in today's message. Okay, now we'll read our message one more time and we'll talk about what it means. Ready? Astronauts are trained to work in space. Today, we are learning about astronauts. Have you ever heard of an astronaut? An astronaut is someone who's trained to work in space. And that's our word of the day. Astronaut. Can you say that word? Astronaut. Excellent. An astronaut is someone trained to work in space so that they can teach us more about the things in space. Astronauts have to wear a special suit. It's called a space suit. Their space suit protects them if they have to get out of their spaceship in outer space. It keeps them warm. It also provides them with oxygen so they can breathe, because when you're in outer space, there's not enough oxygen to breathe. Astronauts have a very important job. Let's put the word astronaut on our word wall. Perfect. Okay, in order to be an astronaut, you have to go through a lot of training. You have to be very smart. So if you ever want to become an astronaut, you need to make sure you do your best in school and learn as much as you can. Astronauts are very smart people. They also have to go through a lot of training. It takes years to become an astronaut. You have to be smart, but your body also has to be in really good shape because astronauts take something called a spacecraft to go to outer space. Or some people call it a spaceship or a rocket. And those spacecrafts move very fast. And it takes a big effect on your body. So it's important that astronauts eat right and stay strong. They have a lot of training to do. And if you can pass all of the schooling and the training, you can become an astronaut and go to space. Let's take a look at pictures of some astronauts who have been to space. Wow, look at all the astronauts that have been to space. That means they worked really hard in school and they passed all of their training so that they could be astronauts. Some of these astronauts have even gone to the moon. That must have been very exciting. Astronauts are the only people who get to look at the Earth from outer space with their own eyes. Everyone else who has seen Earth from outer space have only seen it through a picture. They weren't able to see it with their own eyes like astronauts. Astronauts have very important jobs. Maybe one day you can be an astronaut if it's something that interests you. Today, we're going to do an activity. We're going to make a rocket craft. We're going to make a rocket because astronauts use rockets to go to space. But our rocket is going to be special because we're going to use the letters in our names to make a rocket. Are you ready? Let me show you how to make our name rocket. To make our name rocket, you're going to need a few materials. We'll need construction paper, glue, crayons, markers, and scissors. The first thing we're going to do is take construction paper and cut out little squares. I've already cut out my squares to save time. You can use any colors you would like. I cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares because I have 5 letters in my name. If you have 6 letters, you'll need 6 squares. If you only have 3 letters in your name, you'll need 3 squares. However many letters you have in your name, that's how many squares you'll need. You can ask your parents to help you if you're not sure how many letters are in your name. And you can use any colors you would like. The next thing, after you have your squares, is you'll glue them on a piece of black paper. We're using black paper because rockets go into outer space and it's dark in outer space. Once we have our black paper and our squares, we're going to write our name on the squares. Each square will have 1 letter. So I'm going to get a black marker. You can use any color you would like. And I'm going to write a letter on each square for the letters in my name. The first letter in my name is an A. So I'm going to write an A on this square. Next, I have a P. My next letter is the letter R. Then the letter I. And the letter L. If you're not sure how to write the letters in your name, it's okay. Ask your parents or a sibling to help you. They'll be happy to help. Now that I have the letters in my name, I'm going to glue them in order on the paper. They're going to make the body of my rocket. So I'm going to put them in order. A-P-R-I-L spells April. And then I'm going to glue them down. I'll put a little glue on the back and then place it on. And I'll do this with every letter. Okay, now that I've glued the body of my rocket using the letters in my name, I am going to use another piece of paper to cut out a triangle. The triangle will be the tip of my rocket. I've already cut out a triangle. I used the color red. You can use any color you'd like. So I'm going to put the glue on my triangle and then glue it right on top to make the point of my rocket. Perfect. Next, we're going to add little wings on the side. They help with the aerodynamics of the rocket. So when the rocket goes in outer space, the wind just slides right off of it. It helps it to move faster. I cut out 2 triangles. So I'm going to glue them on the side of my rocket just to make it a little more interesting. If you don't want to put them, you don't have to. This is your rocket, so you can make it however you'd like. And you can use any colors you'd like. Okay, now that I have the 2 little wings on the side, I'm going to add fire coming out of my rocket. This is another choice that you can make. You can add fire or you don't have to. What I did is I cut out little skinny triangles. I used red, yellow, and orange because fire kind of reminds me of the red, yellow, and orange colors. So as you see, I have a lot of little skinny, long triangles. And I'm going to glue those down to make the fire. Okay, now I have the fire coming out of the bottom of my rocket, like my rocket is taking off into outer space. Now, you can keep your rocket just like this, or you can decorate it. That's why we have crayons and markers. Since my rocket is in outer space, I think I'll make little stars all around it. So I'm going to use a yellow crayon. You can use yellow, white, or whatever colors you like. But stars remind me of a yellow color. So I'm going to take my yellow crayon and I'm just going to make a bunch of little stars all over my sky because my rocket is in outer space. I think the astronauts would love riding in the April rocket. It's very colorful and it's really fast. Look at the fire coming out the bottom. Remember, you can decorate your rocket however you'd like. So I'm going to add a few more stars, and then I'll be done. And there we go. I made an April rocket to go to outer space. I can be an astronaut. And I'll use my rocket to get where I need to go. I hope you enjoyed this activity and you try it at home too. Remember, you don't have to make it exactly like this one, but make sure you use your name to make your rocket. Did you enjoy that activity? Awesome. That was a fun way to practice the letters in our name and to also make a rocket for an astronaut to go to space. Everyone's rocket looked different because we all have different names. Our names are unique. My name is April, so I had 5 squares on my rocket. My rocket was kind of tall. Some people have more letters in their name, so their rocket may have been even taller. Or if you only have a few letters in your name, like maybe 3 letters, your rocket may have been shorter. But it's okay. We are all unique, so that means our rockets can be unique. Today, we learned all about astronauts. We learned that they have to go through special training in order to be an astronaut. It takes many years. You have to be smart and you have to be healthy and in shape. We know that astronauts wear spacesuits Those spacesuits protect them from the cold air. It also provides them with oxygen, and it allows them to leave their spaceship. I hope you enjoyed today's activities and today's lesson. Next week, we'll be starting a new unit. So make sure you join me for circle time next time. I'll see you then. Bye. Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And if you would like to see more videos just like this one from Miss April's classroom, make sure you click subscribe.